ماشي. لا. ماشي. سؤال اشتغل.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Naptip.
Our friends from the media, thank you so much for joining us this morning. As the invite stated, this is for us to brief you on the landmark conviction we just got pertaining to two baby sales operations. To the Zonal Commander.
I should look like. Can I move this? And
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Good. Good.
More. I think you are good, man. The mic was a bit. Mic needs to go.
You can put it
Okay. Okay. Victor, that's it. Take your bed again. Now we are ready when you are ready. Okay. Gentlemen of the press, on behalf of the Secretary of Naptip, that is the National Agency for the Protection of African Inheritance, I warmly welcome you. Welcome you all to this press conference, which is aimed at drawing attention to the landmark conviction recorded by the agency. I also wish to thank you all for your sustained support, collaboration, and partnership with Naptip. Okay, ma'am. Continue, ma'am. I also wish to thank you all for your sustained support, collaboration, and partnership with Naptip in the fight against human trafficking in Nigeria. This press conference underscores the resolve and determination of Naptip to ensure diligent prosecution of any offender, no matter the class, status, or position of the offender in the society. The convicts, a couple, will be best described as high-profile socialites who operate a popular care home in Ilututun, Ondo State, which was later discovered to be a baby factory, where pregnancies are harvested and babies sold as priceless commodities to the highest bidders. The case commenced 11 years ago and passed through the judicial process before it was finally decided on Thursday, 26 February 2026. The convicts, Ogundeji Happiness Ayodele, female, and Prince Ogundeji Abiodun, male, were on Thursday, 26 February 2026, sentenced to 14 years imprisonment. without option of fine by the Federal High Court, Akure, in those states, presided over by Honorable Justice F.A. Ubanjo on a 10 counts in the charge bordering on offenses of detaining victims against their will and depriving of personal liberty, contrary to Section 19C of the TPR 2003. In addition, the court also ordered the 8 cars and 2 bungalows traced to the convicts as proceeds of the crime be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria through Naptip. In the same vein, the sum of 4 million cash, which have been part of the exhibits recovered in the course of investigation, are to be forfeited to the federal government through Naptip. In addition, other properties of the convicts are to be auctioned or sold, and out of which the sum of 1 million naira to be given to each of the 3 victims that testified in the case. The case was referred to Naptip by the Nigerian Immigration Service in January 2014, in accordance with existing interagency collaboration between the 2 agencies of government. Preliminary investigation revealed that the 2 convicts operated the baby factory at their country home, number 10, Sarajo Street, Ilututun, in the government area, where underage pregnant girls were brought in, detained against their will, purposely awaiting delivery of their babies to be sold to customers. In the course of the investigation, a search was conducted in the house and various items were uncovered, which included hospital cars, 8 cars with their keys, 2 bungalows, 4 million naira cash in the trunk of one of the cars, a poultry farm, various domestic animals, amongst others. A court order was obtained on the 12th day of May 2014 from the Federal High Court, Akure, to seal, attach, and seize the properties of the defendants found within the premises. The National Agency for the Prevention of Trafficking in Persons, Lagos Command, is indeed delighted to announce that after over 11 years of trial, justice has finally been secured for the victims. This is a landmark conviction that will surely serve as a deterrent to criminal elements in the country, and also a warning to perpetrators of human trafficking that no matter how long it takes, we will one day face the full wrath of the law. It is a double-barrel judgment which deals a heavy and devastating blow on the convicts by stripping them of their ill-gotten proceeds of the illicit crime, and at the same time providing some measures of restitution for the victims to assuage their pains, loss, and exploitation. The agency appreciates the immense partnership and cooperation of the judiciary, the Nigerian Immigration, and the Nigerian Police, Akure, Ondo State, and all other critical partners who supported Naptip in one way or the other on this case. The agency also appreciates the media for the coverage of this case since its commencement. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, Naptip is determined to ensure the protection of Nigerians from all forms of exploitation. We shall continue to smoke them out, even in their big and small status. Join Naptip to stop human trafficking in Nigeria. Long live Naptip. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all for your attention. God bless.
Mr. Naptip. If there are questions, Mr. Naptip is ready to field the questions. Yes.
For me, it's self-explanatory. But then my worry is but my worry is the duration, the time of 11 years old. 11. It's, I don't know, it should be discouraging, and it's not just my worry. What is Naptip doing to get me to fast track judgment? Like we have here in Lagos, where you have the rape, family court, special offenses for rape, victims of rape, to expedite judgment like this. I don't know what Naptip has on the front burner to ensure cases like this.
I think one of the main challenges that Naptip as an agency faces is that of prolonged preservation. It takes determination to prosecute maltreatment cases, because Naptip does not have assigned courts for our cases. And most times, some of our cases in court stands in when a judge is being posted out of a particular jurisdiction. During such periods, we find it difficult to even have access to the witnesses, that is, the victims that had initially testified. Also, our prosecutors to prosecute a particular case, the way they patronize the courts, a particular case can take a prosecutor 20 consecutive times into the court of law. Is it in situations whereby these prosecutors are being intimidated by sounds, not the case of Nigeria? But we've been trained in such a way, Naptip officers have been trained in such a way that no matter the intimidation, no matter the inconveniences, you must forge ahead. If you succeed in saving one life, 2 lives, we have affected humanity. Like in this case, we saw that it was 3 witnesses, more than 3 that testified, but those were the witnesses we had access to. So it takes determination to prosecute this type of cases. So, but we get there.
So
we believe we get there. Because presently, Naptip as an agency, they are trying to sensitize, enlighten educate the judges on the importance of handling human trafficking, of taking human trafficking cases as priorities. And some of these judges, they are trying their best possible in the collaboration efforts we have together.
Should we start looking at maybe appealing to the government for special courts for trafficking cases?
If Naptip is able to get that, we'll be glad. But you agree with me that most of our cases are being prosecuted at the federal high courts. It is what's it called? Few of our cases that we make use of state high courts. And presently, I want to say that in Lagos Zonal Command, we have more than 50 cases. We have more than 50 cases at federal high courts. But with the establishment of state tax forces and the attorney generals of each state, where tax forces have been established for 24 states, they are getting more enlightenment on the need to assist in ensuring that the judges at the state high courts, they are educated properly and sensitized on the essence, on the ills of human trafficking, and to understand the acts properly, so that they will also assist us in the prosecution of some of our cases at the state high courts.
Okay, away from the courts, we'd like to know presently what is happening with girls, young girls being transported to Kosovo. It's been on for a while, but I think recently it just came to the fore now, where they use them for prostitution as well. My question is, I remember there was a time there was a sensitization program between Naptip and transporters at the border. How formidable is that? And I also discovered the porosity of our border, whereby when leading these girls out of the border, you just see even some officials even collaborate with these traffickers. So what is Naptip doing at the border, both at Seme and even the northern part where they take them to Libya?
Let me let the media know that when it comes to the issue of border, it's the problem of the Nigerian Immigration Service. But they also cooperate with us. For instance, at Seme border, let me say 2 to 3 times in a week, they always forward victims, interpreted victims to us. And the present controller of immigration that is at Seme border now was once a seconded officer to Naptip. And he does not, even the past controllers, they have been trying their best possible. And there is no how in maybe 2 to 3 times in a week that we don't receive victims from that corridor, from Seme border corridor. And Naptip also ensure that we carry out continuous enlightenment, education, sensation of the general public on the antics, what human trafficking is, the antics of traffickers, their rules of recruitment, to ensure that Nigerians don't fall victims. But you also agree with me that there is no amount of sensitization that there are some people, they purpose in their hearts that they prefer dying in other countries. It's not only in Cote d'Ivoire the traffic victims to Mali, Ghana, where it has even gone to the extent of trafficking men, young boys to Ghana for internet fraud. Just last week, we received about 50 people from Ghana. We have received 231 victims and suspects of about 24 suspects of internet fraudsters that are Nigerians from Ghana last year. And we handed the suspected traffickers to EFCC, and EFCC did the needful. And the victims, we united them with their various families. Also, last year again, the year 2025, we received about 78 victims of Cote d'Ivoire. Last week alone, we received 13 victims of Cote d'Ivoire. That is from January to date. We have received 2 sets of Cote d'Ivoire, 13, 15. Last week, we received about, from Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, we received more than 30, victims of human trafficking. But ours as an agency is, we not relent in our sensitization, education in general public on what human trafficking is. And there's a department that's designated for that. And they have been in different zonal commands, they have been replicated by units.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, so far, this enlightenment we've been doing, based on the data available to you, would you say trafficking of this, particularly domestic trafficking, in-country trafficking, is it reducing or is increasing?
I would say that I won't say that it's increasing. It's reducing, because what we do in Naptip is, by the time we arrest suspected traffickers, we don't maltreat them. We carry out our diligent investigation. But we ensure that we make sure that the culprits among them have been protected. They face the full wrath of the law. We know that in all areas, we ensure that the generality of the public, they are aware, they know what matters. In schools, in marketplaces, in churches, in mosques, they know what human trafficking is. The evils of human trafficking made it known to them. And for those that have gone and come back, they will not come back. They will not want to go back again. And those that have been intercepted, we ensure they are answered properly before we unite them in society. And from our trafficking cases and
Thank you. Okay, but my question is a bit, you were not in charge then, but I still have to ask it. Do you think you have, is it moles or so within your organization who also internally sabotages your efforts? Let me say why I'm asking this. Like 10, 11 years ago, I had a situation with this office and I felt very bad. Since then, I just forgot it. I was following up on a story which they invited me into. Followed up on that story. They were supposed to pick up their large. They told me to wait in the office till about 11 p.m. a whole day. So was it that I was going to be used to blackmail somebody or so? Because, do you understand what I'm saying? You waited that long, they said the allergy never came, and they never called me till today on that case. So do you think you can be sabotaged from within, which will in turn affect your output?
So, Bekanji, I would say can't sabotage from the beginning. Because in every 12, you say that. But in Naptip, our officers are disciplined. Naptip, we not only dismiss an officer that is corrupt, they will go ahead to prosecute that officer in the law court. Anybody that chooses to be a saboteur, let them be. But when they are caught, they will be dealt with. If I'm not saying here that we don't have saboteurs, no. But I want to say, other law enforcement agencies, they refer cases from their agency administration to us. People are many. It's not one person, not two persons. They will say it is this particular law enforcement agency organization that said up to that. Madam, want your case be properly handled. Go to Nancy. They will give them my name. And we ensure we don't fail them. We are not bragging, but most of our officers are officers.
Okay, let's see, what's the message to Nigerians?
Our message to Nigerians in Naptip is we should be contented because Nigerians are known to be hardworking set of people. There's no part of the world you see Nigerians that don't make positive impacts. Parents, they should not rely on their children because we realize that parents have failed with their duties. They push their duties to the teachers, to the general public. Those parents that send their words to school, high institutions, they fail to sponsor them, unlike our time, and ask them to go and be selling their bodies to train themselves, and even expect them to bring bags of rice, bags of beans back home during holidays or during festivities. They should stop because God gave us these children as guidance and caretakers. On the last day, God will have someone else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to ask you one question, but it's off the record.
Yeah.
There's a video that has been circulating in the past 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Off the record. In the past 3 or 4 days, particularly men, young men, trafficked to China, Asia, China, for labor exploitation, and how the ones who do not cooperate, the kind of dehumanizing treatments. I don't know if that has come to the attention of.
Yes. Now,
If you want to answer it on the record, so that I can record.
You want it on record?
You want it on record? Okay, just explain.
now we have the
Well, I said, no,
Off the record.
No, it's taking shots.
we have a regulation that regulates the activities of the travel agencies. It's 2019. And our officers, there's a particular unit in Naptip called the Naptip Border Force. They are domiciled in this office. They are a special force.
Naptip
Naptip Border Force.
Okay.
And the operations, they operate at the airports. Collaboration with the immigration service. Officers. We work with different organizations at the airports. And when what's it called? Victims are being trafficked to the airports. These are officers. We intercept them. The immigration equally intercepts But we don't expect our citizens to the airports, even at the border posts, the immigration, they assist us. But I also assure you the answer of the problem that we get there. The time will come, we trust the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that we get to the point where our officers will be at the airports, the seaports, the airports.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So I can this pidgin now.
Eh?
Pidgin.
I can't speak it well.
Are you right?
What is it for?
I hope you're not right.
Okay. I want to say that
On record or off record?
off record.
Off record. Okay, don't worry.
Off record. For the ones in China, Naptip has rescued 2 sets of people with the collaboration of the Big Child Commission and one NGO in China. So when we are aware, understood, we try our best possibly to bring them back.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, so I'd like to invite you to look at some of these.
Yes.
Well, we are saying yes.
These are the pictures of the country. Husband and wife.
Everybody's taking shots. No, before the head. You didn't take the picture.
I will send you. I'll send some things and
So you scan
And the
it
picture,
to the plate.
yeah.
But let's just have her holding it.
What's wrong with your
You're cutting the head. You're cutting the head. Okay, ma.
And we also have the because 2 cards they are using in their home.
You know what?
Yeah.
We can actually, okay.
Just spread it out.
If you spread it out, the
Yeah,
camera will
yeah,
pick it up.
Okay. Let's pray for them.
Everyone, people have to do them now. Please up. They should bring it here for you.
Yeah.
No, you can get it there.
At the eye,
You can manage that. What? Hotel. No, they don't.
These are their certificates of
Picture is already. Okay.
They even have some videos of the population.
That's according to sorry.
Hello. Sorry, excuse me. The ones with wings. These are useless because the wings are very wings. The new wings. That's what this is.
No, let's just take it. Oh, victims.
Yes.
Let's do long shot. Okay.
They are blank cards.
Then please, the one who's not man of the pictures, let's not use that.
Why?
I'll send you subtitles on it.
Okay.
Now, pictures. Yeah, with the pictures.
Okay, thank you.
So who's the one you sent to us?
I'm sending it.
The box.
Okay.
The box of fruits.
So one box of cake.
Very fast now. You're still taking. Take another one.
So that I can send it.
The operator.
No, we'll take it, don't worry.
Yeah.
No gloves. Google, when you're done, you see your back.
Use my handle. That's better. No problem. I appreciate all of you. And let me protest you. I can't pick your name now.
I can.
Yes, I see what's your program. That's the printing friend. Time watch. Time watch. Because of my this click now do that time. By the time I get to my tired. And I was young about that was why I said you were not there when it happened.